how are you? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Today I am teaming up with Got2b to show you how to have long-lasting curls. And by that I mean curls for the girls. Just kidding, that was super cheesy. Anyway, so today I'm teaming up with Got2b to show you how to have curls like this and how to also make them last, not just one day, but 2 or 3 or maybe hopefully even 4. Okay, so right off the bat, guys, first things first is you have to use products in your hair. You can't expect to just wash your hair and braid it or style it or put it up and just expect for it to stay all day, or even to curl it and for it to last several days, especially if your hair is really thin or smooth. If your hair isn't coarse, it probably won't hold style very well, especially mine doesn't. So I've learned that over the years, using product and using the right products will help your hair hold this style, curl, braid, updo, whatever it is. This is the longest my hair has actually held its curl, and it has actually stayed like this. Like, believe it or not, my hair looks like this on day 2 after sleeping on it. It's absolutely amazing. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it's easy and fun to watch. If you have any questions, just make sure to comment below. I will link everything I'm using, all the products, hair dryer and curling iron below. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you guys enjoy and keep watching. Okay guys, so as you saw, there is no specific way on how to blow dry your hair. The one thing that I would recommend is to, because I used the Got2b Volumaniac root lifting spray on my roots, what I did do is I kind of blew dry my hair against the opposite way just to kind of create more of that volume and lift because I'm going to curl my hair. So as you can see, I feel like my roots are pretty lifted and I feel like I've got a good amount of volume here, and I really didn't even have to do much. You don't have to use a lot of product, especially with the spray and the Got2b Volumaniac mousse. A little bit goes a long way. Also, if you overuse, your hair is going to get super stiff and crunchy, and it's going to be really hard to manage. So don't use a lot of product. Use just a little bit. You don't have to blow dry your hair a certain way because you are going to curl it, so I feel like it doesn't really matter how you curl your hair. And at the very end, what I did do is I blasted the heat on the cool setting just to kind of set in the product, to kind of try and maintain the little flyaways, hashtag mom life, because I've got all these stinking little baby hairs. So I used the cool air to kind of set that and to kind of control the little baby hair, because if not, then they go all over the place. So make sure you use the root lifting spray and the mousse. And so now let's get to curling, and I'm going to show you how I curl. Got a little bit too much hair. Let's go with a little bit less and pin that up. Okay, I'm going to have to Let's just see if I can do this with this bandana here. I don't know whose idea it was to put a bandana on and curl your hair. So always start with probably about an inch or half an inch section of your hair. If you grab too much, one, you're gonna have to leave your hair on the wand for a longer setting, and that's just more damage and more heat to your hair that you don't need to be adding again. But probably just half an inch, and that'll give you also less of a beach wave, but it'll give you more of a tighter curl as well. Be careful with your hands and your ears and your neck. I have been doing this for a very, very long time, so I'm used to curling my hair with the wand. I also leave about half an inch to an inch left of my hair that's not wrapped around the wand, as you see, for more of a relaxed look. I don't really like the ends curled all the way in Shirley Temple unless that is the look that I am going for specifically, which 90% of the time I'm not, so I leave it. And again, the very back is extremely hard to curl because my hair is so short, so I don't pay attention too much to the very end or to the very back. I just curl what I can just to give some volume. And that's it. I don't know if you can see. So the very back is curled for me, the hardest part. I hate curling my back hair because it's so small. But now that it's curled, don't touch it, don't comb through it yet. All you're gonna do is grab your hairspray. I'm using the Got2b Volumaniac. I am using the Got2b Volumaniac Bodifying Hairspray, and it's an insane volume hold, so it's a pretty strong. So just spray that, leave it, and move on. Moving on to the second section, one thing is that I just want to point out, when you're using your wand, there are different ways to wrap your hair around the wand, and so the way you wrap your hair around the wand will determine what kind of curl you're gonna get. So this is when I curl my hair flat against the wand. You see how this is flat against the wand? I hope you can look. It kind of gives you that Shirley Temple curl, but again, remember, I didn't curl the very end of my hair to kind of leave that out. So on this side, just to show you, is as if my hair is curled against the wand. It's not flat, my hair's not completely flat against the wand. It's almost as if it's curled. Can you see that? It's a little bit more looser. It's not so Shirley Temple, more beachy wave. Does that make sense? If not, I'm going to put a link below that is a link to a Pinterest image that I've shared multiple times with several of you guys. It's a picture of how the hair is curled against the wand, which I think would be helpful and would make a little bit more sense. But for this look, I want this kind of curl because I am going to end up brushing out my curls. If I wasn't going to brush out my curls, I would do this kind of curl, and all I would do is just kind of run my hand through it just to kind of shake it off. Again, but because I'm going to brush out my curls in the end, I'm going to do the curls and curl my hair flat against the wand like this. Capiche? Okay, so just for a few little pointers here for the very last piece or section of my hair. One, again, you don't want to grab a whole lot of hair, but also as you start curling, as you get closer to the top, I would curl mid hair down, like mid shaft hair down. I wouldn't curl all the way up top because then the curl just looks weird. Again, unless you're going for that curly temple type of look, or Tori Kelly type of look, then yeah, but that's not exactly what I'm going for here. So again, I'm curling mid shaft hair down, just to kind of control, because I want the volume up top, but again, with the curls, though, if you curl it all the way up here, it ends up looking really, really weird. So again, mid shaft down. I'm keeping the hair flat against the wand, if it will stay. And I'm leaving that little piece out. And then also, sometimes if the curl comes out a little bit too tight, or a little bit too stiff for me, what I do, and what you've seen me do a little bit, is sometimes I will just pull on the curl a little bit, just to kind of make it a little bit looser, not too tight, because I just kind of want a middle here. I don't want it too tight, but I don't want it too loose. And for the very last piece, boom. Let's apply that hairspray again. Before I comb it out, I just want to let this piece cool off a little bit. So this is what the curls look like before you brush it all out. A detangling brush. I am just going to kind of pull on the curls like so, as you see me doing. And then I'm just gonna kind of play with it with my hands on how I want the curls. So you brushed it out, and now it looks kind of like it's all over the place. And now all you're just gonna do is just kind of take your hands, you can kind of play with it, and style it or set it to how you want. Kind of pull it apart with your fingers if you want. Now, this is the part why I told you to try not to get too close or too high up, because you can see over here, imagine this part up here, it would look really, really weird, wouldn't it? So you just kind of have to play with it a little bit here and just kind of... Guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow along and that everything made sense. If you have any questions, just make sure to comment below. You can always message me on Instagram, Facebook, email, wherever. If you have any questions, let me know. So again, don't forget to use the products and use the right kind of products to make your curls last. I use the Got2b Volumaniac Root Lifting Spray, and it looks like this. I used the Volumaniac Bodifying Mousse. And then to finish things off, I use the Volumaniac Bodifying Hairspray, and that looks like this. I will link everything I'm using down below for you guys. So again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video / tutorial so much. Keep the suggestions coming. I love doing videos. I just take a little bit longer because I'm not an editing pro and it is all just me. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a fabulous day. Thank you to Got2b for making this video possible and sponsoring this video. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks again. Bye.